Wow. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. Welcome to my weekly series called FORESHADOW, just a deeper look into the energy of the week, what it all means, what we can expect for the week, and how we can make it work for us, okay? You guys are really in for a treat this week. We all are. We're in for such a treat this week. There's so much going on. There's so much... obviously, you see there's so much going on in the world, but there's also so much going on in the planets, because as we know, as above, so below. As above, so below. So what's happening up there is also happening here. And that's what we feel, and that's what we know. So this is our opportunity to grab hold of the energy that we already know is up there so that we can prepare ourselves, protect ourselves, create a different kind of filter, if you will, to receive and know that energy in this physical world, okay? So what we're gonna do today, like we always do, I see there's a lot of new people that are actually joining us. This series that I do every Sunday night at 6 p.m. is essentially to harness the energy of the week we have ahead, and then we're going to make it work for us by doing an active theta healing meditation, right? Theta healing is a modality that was created by Vienna Steibel. I don't know why I look like Woody Woodpecker with this hair today, but we will finish by doing a theta healing meditation. Theta healing is a modality that is created by Vienna Steibel, all about releasing ourselves from limiting and subconscious beliefs. We release ourselves from those subconscious beliefs and create a different reality for ourselves. We literally create a different reality for ourselves by finding and detecting what is stopping us, what is limiting us, and how we are preventing ourselves from moving forward, okay? So what can we talk about this week? I'm just gonna take a second and really tap in and tune in and ask for the highest and best. Okay, are you making plans? What kind of plans are you making? How flexible are you with your plans? Because Mercury goes into retrograde this week, okay? Mercury in retrograde is going to create a bit of a kerfuffle for us. Great example. So, you know how the president had planned to have this rally on Juneteenth, right? And he had planned to have it then. It's actually happening during Mercury retrograde. I really doubt that the president knows when Mercury retrograde is. So he planned to have this rally during Mercury retrograde, and then he had to cancel it. And he had to change his plans last minute because maybe he didn't do his research or whatever. But the cosmic thing is that, yeah, you did it during Mercury retrograde, and we do anything during Mercury retrograde. The chances of things going differently is very, very high. Okay, so the summer is coming up. Everybody's planning on what they're going to do for the summer, all this, all of that. Yay, we're out of our pandemic. So we think, and we are anxious to get out and do things. Slow it down, people. Slow it down. We're not quite there yet. So all of these plans you've begun to make that you think are supposed to happen in the next 3 weeks, I want you to be aware that, as I'm reminded of this great phrase, life is what happens when you're busy making other plans. So just so you know, life is going to come along and say, oh, hey, I have a different idea for you. And we're going to have to adjust and adapt to it. So if you are making any kind of travel plans within the next 3 weeks, any kind of meetings, any kind of this, any kind of that, please do it now, like ASAP. If you have to sign any contracts, make any commitments to anybody, do it now, like literally within the next 24 hours. Mercury is going into retrograde midweek, I think. And then once Mercury, we have a moment where it's a standstill, like 24 hours. And then it's going to like go into full retrograde, and that will last for 3 weeks. So all of the plans that you made for those 3 weeks for Mercury retrograde inevitably will rearrange themselves. I don't want to say they'll get canceled. I don't want to say, everything's down the haywire. I'm just saying be open to change. Be open. Be flexible. Here we are. We're in the sign of Gemini, the sign of the twins, the sign of air sign. Be more flexible. Be more open. See all sides. So see all sides of what is to come. So be aware of that. The other thing that I wanted to share with you too is that for the first half of the week, we have the moon in the sign of Aries, and we also have Mars in Aries. And Mars is the planet of confrontation. Mars is the planet of war. And it's in its element when it's in the sign of Aries. Aries is ruled by the sign, Aries is ruled by the planet Mars. So there's going to be a lot of contention. There's going to be a lot of confrontation that we are going to find ourselves in the earlier part of the week. Guys, this is not a time to get involved in confrontations. And I'm telling you now so that you can just avoid it. Just avoid it. And please don't tell me that you can't avoid confrontation. I'm only asking you to avoid it right now for 48 hours, okay? At least until the sun, or at least until the moon moves into Taurus. So we want to avoid confrontation. If you can't avoid confrontation, seek the truth in your heart in how you should communicate, okay? Ask your spiritual system, your guides, your angels, the creator, what you should, so that you can have something that's not so acoustic. Like the word is acoustic. The energy of Aries can be very acoustic, and it can be very confrontational. And especially right now with the double Aries, the Aries in Mercury, I'm sorry, Aries in Mars, and also Aries moon, we want to be aware of that. So this week, let's avoid confrontation. I know confrontation sometimes feels good. I know it feels like it's like the self-righteous thing to do. And we need to do it because if we need to speak up and we need to have our voices heard. Obviously, it's happening in the world around us, right? But for the next couple of days, let's just be very patient about it. Be smart about the choices that you're making. The choices that you are making in the next few days are going to affect significantly the next few weeks, okay? The next few weeks are going to be in effect, and they're going to reverberate those things that you were looking at and dealing with in these 48 hours, okay? So I wanted to tell you that, and I also wanted to tell you that what is going on in the world is a mirror. What we see going on in the world is a mirror of something that is inside of us. So as you're looking out there or watching it on television or whatever you're doing, if you're in it, whatever, if you're watching television, just turn it off. Just turn it off. But if you're in the midst of it, like I was in New York or any of these other big cities where you can see it everywhere, ask yourself, where in me is my own personal riot, right? You're seeing all of this news about racism being blasted everywhere, about cops and about changing the, what is it called? Defunding the cops, defunding the police, all this kind of stuff. Guys, if you see it in the world around you, it means it exists within you. It means that it exists within us. And so we have to look within ourselves, and we have to be brutally honest with ourselves. And we have to see where that racism and that inequality and that social injustice exists within ourselves. And none of us, if we're seeing it, none of us are immune. None of us are immune. This is the work that we do to change the world. This is the work that is necessary for us to really, really find how we can contribute to the world in a bigger and better place. Because we've got all this Aries in the sign of Gemini going on right now, you're going to get extra heated. I know I was extra heated in the last 48 hours because of something that I saw on television. I try really hard to manage what I see on television, but I just couldn't manage at this time for some reason. And I got really angry too, got really angry inside. There are a lot of situations in the world that are making us angry. But we want to take the opportunity to look inside and to do the internal work and the spiritual work and say, where is that which I'm seeing outside of me reflecting within me? So for today, in today's meditation, what I want to do is I want us to align with that energy that inside of us we may be covering up, or we may be hiding, and we want to bring it to the surface. We want to bring it to the surface so that we can cleanse it and so that we can prepare it in a way that we can actually be an active participant in changing the world. Okay? So I want to get started with the meditation. What I would like for us to do is I would like for us to take a second and just come to center. There's a huge need for justice right now. Justice and equality. We want to look within inside of ourselves and see how we are contributing to that. So let's come to center. Let's find a space in our heart. And from this space in our heart, I want you to imagine that there's this beautiful ball of light. And as you focus on this ball of light, it grows. And as it grows and as it expands, it begins to become one with you, your entire body, from head to toe, one with this ball of light. See yourself as a part of this ball of light and begin to expand out into the city that you're in, out into the state, the country, the continent, the bodies of water that surround the continent. And see yourself expanding out further and further and further until your ball of light and your energy is one with everything in the physical world. As you see yourself in that ball of light, witness it expand beyond the physical world out into space, taking in different planets and galaxies in the Milky Way. Keep watching it expand out past that, further and further and further, out to the outer reaches of the physical world, into the spiritual dimensions, into these different layers of light and some dark. But you keep on pushing further and further and further, out past that, into a golden-like layer. In this warmth of this golden-like layer, we allow it to push ourselves through that, becoming one with the golden-like layer, until we come to a jelly-like substance layer that feels almost like liquid. Imagine yourself traveling through the jelly-like substance layer, faster and faster and faster, until you come to a pink haze, which is the law of compassion. And we allow ourselves to merge with the law of compassion and propel us further into the seventh plane of all that is. And from the seventh plane, we can immediately feel everything melt You can feel this tingling sensation all over our body, allowing ourselves to merge and meld with every atom and molecule in the entire world. Remember, my friends, we are energy. And energy has existed since the beginning of time. It cannot be removed, it cannot be changed, it cannot be destroyed, it cannot be created. It can be changed. It can take and change form, which is exactly what we're going to do today. And for us, we know that our consciousness creates our reality. And our subconscious mind is the fuel for those conscious thoughts. So what we're going to do today is we're going to pull and remove some subconscious thoughts, and we're going to create what's called downloads. Downloads are just packets of energy that are helping to support us to recreate these programs that are in our subconscious mind, that are allowing us to take hold and take shape and to witness change in our physical life. So all you have to do is to accept these downloads is just say yes. If you would like them, say yes. And if you don't, no worries. There's a beautiful law in the world called free will. Nothing can be accepted unto you unless you choose it. So first of all, would you like to know what it feels like, and that you know how to stay completely present and stay completely present in who you are and how you show up in this world? If you'd like that, say yes. Would you like to know that what you have to say is important? And would you like to know how to communicate that truth of yours in a powerful, meaningful, and effective way? If you'd like that, say yes. Would you like to know how to do so without creating destruction in yourself and in your life and in the world around you? Would you like to know what it feels like to contribute your energy to a movement? If you would like that, say yes. Would you like to know that adding your energy to a movement creates peace and can create peace and can be a part of creating peace in the world? Would you like to know that that peace is inside of you and is a part of you and you are peace? Would you like to know that you are peace? Would you like to know that everywhere you go, you inspire peace? Would you like to know that you are safe to lead with peace? Would you like to know that by choosing peace doesn't mean that you're choosing to give in? So would you like to know how to choose peace, and that peace is the highest and best and most highest vibration for us as a global humanity to get what we want, what we think, what we believe, and what we know to be true? And would you like to know what it feels like and that you know how to do so and to provide safety and protection to yourself, to those around you, and to the world around you? Would you like to know what it feels like and that you're worthy and that it's safe for you to look within into your soul? Would you like to know that it's safe for you to find the places in your life where you hold judgment, where you hold resentment, where you hold regret, and that by creating an awareness to them and bringing them to the surface, we can immediately just remove and get rid of them? Would you like to know that that's possible? Would you like to know that everyone around you, every single person in the entire world. No one is exempt from doing this work. This is the work of our soul. This is the work of this plane of existence that we live in, to constantly work on ourselves, to grow, and to know that within ourselves, that perfection already exists, that you're already perfect. We've just got to peel back the layers to reveal how much more perfect we can be for the next moment, the next time, the next generation, the next version of us. So accept that where you have come to at this point in your life has brought you to this point. Would you like to know that? Would you like to know how to do so and not be defined by it? Would you like to forgive yourself? Forgive yourself for choices that you made. Forgive yourself for the pain that you may have caused yourself and that you may have caused others, and your need to be right. Would you like to release yourself from these ancestral beliefs and these ancestral programs that you've accepted as your own, but which are not yours? Would you like to release them, and would you like to forgive them? Would you like to replace them, that you know how to think for yourself and that it's safe for you to think for yourself? Would you like the Creator's highest definition and perspective of what spiritual confrontation is? And that to spiritually confront means to spiritually elevate. Not just you, but all parties involved, everyone involved. Would you like to know that when you choose to spiritually communicate and spiritually confront, you actually elevate sparks of light within you and those who are involved? And what you're doing is you're welcoming and bringing in the light force of the Creator of all that is. And by doing so, the light force of the Creator of all that is creates a buffer, a protection for everyone involved. Would you like to know how to do that? Would you like to know how to call in that energy, and it is safe for you to call in that energy? Would you like to know how to open your heart? And would you like to know what it feels like to know love in every cell of your being, and that you are worthy of love in every cell of your being? Would you like to know the Creator's definition and highest perspective of unconditional love? How to love unconditionally, to be unconditional, and to share unconditional love. If you would like that, say yes. Beautiful. So now I'd just like for you to take a second and put your hands over your heart. And just say to yourself, I am love. I am love. I am love. Now what I'd like for you to do is take your palms, and I'd like for you to rub them apart together. Put them together and rub them really, really fast. Faster and faster and faster and faster and faster. Generating friction, generating heat, and also bringing us back to this present moment. Bringing us back into this physical reality. Faster, 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 faster. Now putting your hands over your eyes. Our eyes are the windows to the soul. So as we do this, we are infusing our eyes and our soul with this light that we generated. Now you can open your eyes and let that light penetrate into your eyes. And when you're ready, you can put down your light, put down your hands. Hi, sweet Betsy. So nice of you to join. Wow. Thank you guys so much for being a part of that meditation. Let's really, really use this week to foster a sense of who we are and what it means to show up and be here in this time, in this place, and in this universe. at this moment. There are no coincidences. None. So thank you. Thank you for being a part of this. Thank you for being here. Thank you for contributing your energy. And I will see you Tuesdays and Thursdays, 11 a.m. for a workshop. Tuesdays workshop at 11 a.m. is finishing what you start, all about finding new ways of focusing and aligning with what we really, really want. Okay, that's on Tuesday. And then on Thursday is a series called Embracing Empowerment. And Embracing Empowerment is bringing us the opportunity to choose to empower ourselves and what that means to choose to empower ourselves. So I'll see you guys one of those times. And then also I want you to mark your calendar for June 21st. It's the summer solstice, but it is also this year a solar eclipse in the sign of Cancer. It is going to be incredibly powerful. And we're going to see a huge, huge, huge wave of love and of light and of comfort and of care and of protection. So please, please save the date. I'm going to announce a big event coming up, most likely online, although I would love for it to be in person. I don't think we're quite there yet. But an online event to coexist, to co-create, and to welcome in the energy of the solar eclipse. And that will actually be on Zoom. So I will send out a link for everybody to join on Zoom. So again, thank you guys so much. Have an amazing, amazing, amazing week. Yes, ma'am, it sure is for you. They're all for you, Miss Betsy. So have an amazing week. I love you all. I'm so thankful for your contribution in this energy. And I will see you very, very soon. Have a great, great night. Bye, guys.